So, Dallas, you've got a great new duet out with MacKenzie Porter. It's called 1-2. I noticed that it's been written by Rocky Block, Alyssa Vanderheim, and both Tom Jordan and Mitch Thompson from the Australian duo Seaforth. I know you've been a big supporter of MacKenzie Porter's music career over the past number of years, but why collaborate now? Why this song in particular? What appealed to you about it?
I signed a new record deal last year, and now we're on the same label, work with the same producer. Yeah, so being able to be on the same label and actually line up a song together with the same team, it's a dream come true. MacKenzie's very, very talented. So yeah, so we just once we had the go ahead to do a song together, it was just a matter of finding the right song. It's nice how this one was a bit different than just a typical breakup song. It's a different spin. It's two people who love each other very, very much, but the paths that they've taken in life and, they've grown a bit apart. It was nobody's fault per se. It was just a sad moment that they're recognizing that it might not be the case.
Yourself and your label boss and fellow Canadian Joey Moi, you guys go back a long time. I was reading about you were originally in a rock band called Default, and you guys went from playing in a garage to your demo ending up in his hands in a number of months. Talk to me about how life-changing and significant your relationship with him has transpired to be over the years.
Yeah, it was 1999. And Joey had just come out of a recording school locally here in Vancouver. At that point, it was late 99, and I had just joined a garage band. It was a bunch of my friends from high school, and their singer had left the band. So I stepped in. I just wanted to have a few drinks and show people that I could sing, just for my own self, just get over that fear. Yeah, within the next couple of months, we had written a few songs, recorded on a little cheap ADAT machine. Once that demo made it over to Joey's hands, it got passed over to the singer from Nickelback. And next thing you know, we're in the studio here in Vancouver at a famous studio, Greenhouse Studios. And I was in the vocal booth, and it was my first time in the vocal booth with the producer. And Joey Moi was the producer, and I was the first artist outside of school that was in a vocal booth being recorded with him. Wow. So we kind of popped each other's cherries in that way. And the career that man has had, just with what he's done with working on all those Nickelback records, and then transitioning down. Yeah, him and I talked about doing, our mutual love for country music and what was going on country radio at the moment, back in 2007, 2008. And we kind of both planted that seed in each other's brains. It'd be really cool to work on a country project. And 2 years later, I was on a tour, and it just didn't feel right. I'm like, if music business will kick your ass all over the place, if you're not passionate about what you're doing at the moment, you got to get out of the way. Either stop or do something you're passionate about. So at that moment, I sent that message to Joe, and I just said, hey, man, I think now's the time. Go down. So we made our first trip together down to Nashville. We were both first timers down there, and off to the races. We did a record, Jump Right In, my first debut record released in Canada. And then he was off with FGL and, Jake Owen with Barefoot Blue Jay Night. And it was off to the races for Joe for all the success that he's had. So, honestly, he's been like a big brother to me. Yeah, I've just been able to experience and grow and, really get some great opportunities in the music business just via Joe's success and the friendship and him believing in people that he surrounded himself by, believing in me as well. So it's very cool.
When you initially made that pivot from rock towards country, who were the country stars that drew you in? Who were you listening to? Yeah,
it was Urban. A lot of Keith Urban, and that was the main guy for me. I was just blown away with the guitar playing and his voice. It's a monster. And then Rascal Flatts. I really, really, really enjoyed Me and My Gang and a couple of their early records. Dierks Bentley, the newer stuff, that the stuff that had just come out at the time. Just really guitar driven. Just just that kind of country music. A little more meat to it. Just a little more aggressive, and it just kind of like what I liked about rock radio and the stuff that was going on over there that kind of disappeared from rock radio. Started appearing a bit on country stuff, and it wasn't like a conscious choice. It was just my taste just started shifting that direction, and I started revisiting the old records that my mom used to play and when I was a kid, and it was really, really refreshing to be into something new and scary. And I didn't know where this path was going to take me. Here I am, hand in hand with a really successful producer, and let's go. And luckily, people have been enjoying the music that we've been putting out over the last 10 years. I feel blessed.
As someone who witnessed then Joey Moi pivot towards country music, and now today he is one of the most in-demand go-to producers, how have you witnessed him evolve, his production skills evolve, his ear for a hit? And what do you think he's helped to highlight, define, develop within your own sound?
I think it all just comes back to the ear that he has. You had mentioned that. It's a unique skill that he has where he can strip back the song and whatever is in the demo and understand what is broken within that demo and be able to put the song back together in a way that it's what it was meant to be musically. It dresses up the song in all the right layers to bring that emotion to the listener. He is very, very good at knowing what a song needs and little parts that fits in. Yeah, to help bring that emotion, like I said, and help me as a vocalist have that platform to build what I do on top of that. So I work with Rick Parasher, who did all the Seattle, a big producer. Learned a lot off of him, and I've learned a lot from Bob Marlette in LA. But Joey Moi has been the producer that I've. He's been my North Star, my guiding light as far as my career and what's just a guy who believes in me and pushes me in the right way.
Yeah. From the release of your debut solo country single, Somebody Somewhere, in 2011, the success you've enjoyed in Canada is just outrageous. 12 number ones, you've been named CCMA Entertainer of the Year 3 times. Is it strange, humbling in a way now to be literally sort of introducing yourself as a new artist in different parts of the world? Or are you finding the challenge of just adding to that massive already Canadian fan base? Are you finding that re-energizing?
I've always found going into new markets, it is a humbling experience, but in a way that keeps you on your toes, keeps you in check. You can't just rely on your past, rely on your laurels. And it's like, no, I want to come in and meet people and be myself and show who I am as a person. And I don't come in with much of an ego. I like the challenge of going into a new festival when people might there be seeing Luke Combs, and here I am in the afternoon, right? It's my job to play for my fans that might be there, but it's a good opportunity to win over a new fan base. Yeah. And I've always enjoyed that challenge. So I view like going over to Australia or hopefully coming over to the UK is that I've got a lot of songs to show you guys. And whether it's in a little pub acoustically or it's opening up for somebody in a bigger crowd, I don't care. I just want to get over there and introduce myself and get to know the people and music fans over in the UK.
And at this year's CCMA Awards next month, again, you're up for Entertainer of the Year, Male Artist of the Year, and I think it's the Amazon Music Fan Choice Award. What does it mean to you to have that continued overwhelming support coming from Canada, you know?
I've been joking over the last little while. I just keep dying laughing. Is that I won the CCMA Entertainer of the Year during COVID when you couldn't entertain anybody. So, the cliche thing is like, it's always great to be nominated. And I used to take the winning and losing seriously back in the day. And some people know that about me, but I've learned over the years that it really truly is an honor to be included in the group of people that you're being nominated with and being able to spend that time with them one-on-one. Ultimately, that stuff, it's just a recognition that the music you're putting out that touches people. And that's the ultimate goal here. Yeah. Is that awards and house and whatever is around, it doesn't matter. What will stick with my music, I'm hoping, is that it has meaningful places in people's lives. Mm-hmm. And whatever you want to take away from it emotionally, if it's something, if you're going through a breakup, if you're going through a hard time in life, hopefully I can lift you up. And hopefully if you're going through great times, hopefully I can build upon that and be a part of that soundtrack too. So.
For sure. Back in April, you got the chance to open for one of my favorite country singers, Trace Atkins, at the Ryman. Yeah. How was that experience? Him and also that venue.
Talk about humbling. I had seen some shows in the Ryman. I've some singer-songwriter stuff, any type of show you could imagine there. I never really imagined I'd be looking at the pews instead of just from the pews. It was an incredible experience. And Trace was really, really gracious. His crew gave us the proper time to set up, and he just treated us really, really well. He didn't have to do that. So we came in there feeling pretty comfortable, but nothing replaces that feeling when you get up and you introduce yourself and you start singing a track and you're looking and out the full pews and you're the artist. It's pretty amazing. It was a really great experience with my band too, because my bass player, Travis, and my guitar player, Darren, they had been taken to the Ryman by their parents when they were kids. And they had dreamed about being on that stage one day as players. And so to be able to share that experience with them and watch them walk through that, it was an emotional day. And from my perspective, watching out in the crowd, seeing people in Nashville that have supported me and my team and stuff, it was, humbling and scary. But I think, the band and I, we represented what, best we could do up on there. And I think people enjoyed it.
And just very finally, I love the fact that in 2020 you established this non-profit mental health charity called Lifted. Tell me a bit about why that was so special for you to do so, and also the sort of accessibility and resources the charity provides.
Along with a bunch of my friends of mine and stuff, as we grew up and experienced childhood with a bit of some of the issues and stuff. And I wish I had some information. I wish I had some support in that sense. I just wish it was more awareness, the less stigma. It just was treated like a broken arm. I just wish it was talked about like that a bit more. And so that's just kind of joining that wave. There's some great organizations all across Canada, and I'm sure all across the UK and North America as well. And helping youth get access, be more in your face in the town, have that help, not be hidden in a back alley. Mm-hmm. Be there and be normalized and have a safe place to go. And there's a lot of great programs around here that we like throwing funds to and help support. So this foundation, a nonprofit, it allows me to go and travel across the country, join golf tournaments, put on tournaments, shows, whatever it is, events. Yeah, and we can put Lifted on the banner, and whatever money is raised in the towns, we'll direct towards that town in a way that towards access youth mental health and recovery programs. And I think the world needs a lot more of them.
100%. Dallas, listen, Thank you very much for giving me some time. I'll be honest, I'm only a fairly recent fan of your music, but I am a fan. I absolutely love it.
Thank you.
I find myself just starting at track 1 on the album and going right to the end. And as you mentioned, hopefully it's not too long before you're over here in Ireland, north or south, with a guitar playing us some songs,
I would absolutely love that. I spent my birthday in 2003. I was in Dublin. Oh. And I was there with Nickelback guys. We played the arena there. Yeah, I got absolutely destroyed. I got messed up in Dublin. So I don't remember a whole lot of it. We were there for like 36 hours. It was a memorable birthday. So I hope I can come back and maybe remember a bit more and have just as much fun.